And yeah, there's definitely been long rests. And hello again, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between. Welcome back for round two, hopefully with no technical difficulties this go, as we enter into this nice homebrew campaign called The Rising Storms, featuring Blighters, aka Tykk the Satyr Warlock, Viking, aka Matrona the Firbolg Cleric, Wicked, the Baerbek, aka Baerbek the Dragonborn Barbarian. Got my words all mixed up there. And Mist, since we left off on you, you can introduce yourself now, starting where we picked up last time.
Everyone, I'm Dom. I'm going to be playing Mist, everyone's favorite drunk monk, so let's have some fun.
Yeah. And so this game is what I like to call a urban homebrew, as many games that I see and have heard of D&D are very wilderness expansive terrain. So we'll see how our players handle in this setting, and eventually I do hope to have a nice little intro for everybody, so that whenever we transition to the game, you'll see it. So stay tuned in the future for more developments to this awesome thing we're building. But with that said, we're just going to get pretty much into it, because welcome to the archipelago. Welcome to the Port of Storms. You four have gathered here in Gomerd Center, the center district in the Port of Storms, and you all can feel the nice cold wind that comes with this location you're in, this island in the middle of the astral plane. You all look up, feeling the cold, the weather here staying about 50 to 70 degrees in temperature at all times for you, and you can see above you the silver-lined, white sand colored with flecks of black through it, swirling clouds of the astral plane. As above, so below. As below the islands of the archipelago, the same swirling mass of clouds and expanse that obscures visions and distorts distance covers all that is around the island. But out there is not your problem, as you have found a haven here, or some sort of haven, in the Port of Storms. And here you all have finally gathered, after about a month of meeting each other, of surviving a potential kidnapping and selling to Githyanki. You all have then spent the month kind of learning who these other individuals were. You have stayed in one of these, in Baerbek's nice, comfortable, fairly Spartan abode, and you have all heard of this event happening. One that Matrona you've seen a few times, but it is called the Faire of Chances. It was once held as a way for people to come and show off what they got to the people of the archipelago, and to kind of build a reputation and to seek work. However, since the lockdown has occurred, you all can feel a slightly different vibe to the fair. You had walked in, been given drinks. It still felt a little bit like a festival. But as the adventurers were called, as people were gathered, you could see the tense and the almost hungry look of people looking for someone out of this group that could cause a change here in the archipelago. So, the adventurers, and there are many more than this that are gathered, but I didn't want to overload Foundry, just so you know, have all gathered here in this large square to come and answer the call, or to just get paid. We will see. And as you gather, you look around you and you can see people of all creeds here. There are minotaurs, there are humans, there are elves, there are all sorts of folks spread out amongst here with all sorts of creeds. Casters, fighters, artificers even as well. And as you all stand posed and ready, just kind of waiting, you can now see in the distance a figure approaching, walking up to the podium and making their way up onto the stage itself. This figure is tall, about 6'5", and they stand with a straight back and regal appearance, leather armor studded with a fur dress and coat matching. You can see the leader of the Gomerd Center, Baroness Oranea Stormguard, who comes up, and as she looks out amongst everybody, kind of taking in the stock of the adventurers gathered, she reaches up towards her neck and presses against a small choker, which you see kind of flare briefly with magical power, lack of a better term. And then when she speaks, her voice carries out, surprisingly gentle for such a large, potentially intimidating Goliath. Wayward adventurers, you have all gathered here, some willing, some just lost like many others. But you have answered our call, and for that, we are forever thankful. Today used to be a day of celebration, of renown, and today we seek to rekindle that once more. Last year, it was a sham. It led into the lockdown, into the pain. But this year, we seek to rekindle hope, to gather you all up, and to see what you have to offer, to meet those that have regained control amidst the chaos. Before you are the tents of the 8 factions who rest within the Port of Storms. During this festival, I want you to go, speak with these factions, find yourself a sponsor, an ally in these upcoming days, as the chaos has taken too much from us already. We must band together, and so we seek to you to come together, to show us what you have, to enjoy what we have brought, to remember the peace and joy that once was, and to bring it back. So go, enjoy, speak, see, and we will see what you have soon. She then takes a step back as the people all around all begin to sort of push against each other and jeer and be less of a cheer to what she said, but more of a, I'm going to be first to get whatever's available out there, as they all begin to move and make their way. And as they do, I pass it over to y'all. What would you like to do?
Well, first things first. Miss has 3 cups. Yes, it's a.
They were handing them out in the beginning, so.
But that being said, he's going to see whichever booth has the least amount of people and just try to sneak through the crowd as fast as possible.
Okay. And roll me a perception, then. All right. So you begin to look out. The rest of y'all, are you following his lead? Are you looking out somewhere as well? What is your plans, as you have basically been given a small festival with what look to be a variety of tents, games, and other sorts of potential festival things? You know, Ren Fair, except in the archipelago, in the Astral Sea.
Right. Long shot. Do we see Tarek here?
Roll, because you haven't seen Tarek yet. But
Nope. Well, we got a description from the old woman.
Yeah. Roll me a perception as well. And Dom, just so you know from what you've seen, the one with the least amount of people immediately going towards it looks to be a sort of almost like burnt orange, light brown colored tent that is over here in the top left corner of the courtyard that you're in right now.
You adding it?
Alright. So, Tykk, as you're, looking around, there are a few hobgoblins that you see that could possibly be him, but nobody who really stands out from the description that you got.
You guys have fun.
Always walking off.
It was this one over here that had the least in it.
Guarantee I'm in the wrong spot.
Hey, you're taking the scenic route. So as Dawn begins to wander towards that tent, what are the rest of y'all doing?
Follow after Miss because, I have to keep an eye on him, make sure he's not up to like anything.
All right.
Like little, random crazy.
All right.
Guess we should go. Go ahead.
Matrona watches the Goliath go down, so by the time she realizes that Mist is already gone, and so is Baerbek.
Where did you even go?
To the left.
Oh, there you are. Wait, where?
And that's how we like it. Where did you even go?
Oh, there you are. I'm like, what?
What's that last name?
So yeah, Tykk, you kind of turn to look over at Matrona, and Matrona's kind of looking a little lost around, like, where is everybody?
Shall we go make sure they don't get in trouble?
Us? Get in trouble?
So, y'all begin to all sort of catch up, and you getting there first, Mist, kind of seeing the nice path between everybody, you make a beeline and head that way first. As you do, you can see that outside of the tent there is a flag that is posted down and kind of loosely waving with the cold wind that has two shields across of it. And as you approach and get a bit closer, you can see that the inside has just a small little desk, a few crates and sacks that are set aside, and sitting at the desk there is what appears to be a young woman who has this faint blue skin with these deep, piercing blue eyes, almost like whenever you look into the deep part of the ocean. And her hair is more of actual water that comes up and flows upward into this almost upward waterfall that she every now and then tries to like kind of push back, like slicking back her hair, but it always tends to float a little bit back up. And as you approach and kind of peek your head in, she looks up and goes, "Oi! Oh, hello! Come on in! Welcome to the Seekers, the Twin Shield Seekers. What can I do for you? It's good to see you."
Oh, I love a Genasi. Why aren't you wanted? Why are you unpopular?
Oh, we're a bit more new compared to the other places. We don't exactly control a whole large section of the port. We just have a place here in Gomerd Center, and we kind of work with everyone else. We're a little bit of a neutral faction with everybody, and we just kind of like it that way. So it also means a little bit of high-risk jobs occasionally, but it's fun. We get to go everywhere. What's not nice about that?
What I'm hearing is adventure.
And it's at about this time that Tykk and Matrona, you two, approach as well.
The game still says paused for me?
It does? It should be unpaused. If you hit escape, you might be able to reload for you. The game's a hater for you tonight. Just like my computer's a hater for me. But she also then goes, "Oh, nice, excellent." But she goes, "But before we get on into the more business part of it, I've got another little side business for you. You see, I actually have a lot of random bits that we've kind of gathered over the years, lost packages and packages that people really don't want and things of that nature, or maybe just the guy who was going to died along the way or left. Either way, we've got a little lost and bought section here. So, if you're looking to spend a little money to help the Seekers before you officially join in with us, well, that wouldn't be so bad."
I don't care. I don't care about any of your business. Will I get adventure from here or not?
Well, I'd say so, yeah, of course. I mean,
Well,
if you
me-
like, go for it.
Me and my merry band, we're in. They don't really have a choice. I'm just going to sign all their names in.
Well, if you and your merry band are looking for some potential high-risk jobs, or, the occasional even low-risk job for if you just want some casual income, we can definitely do that for you.
Just need something to hit, and I'm in.
Well, I actually have two potential jobs here for y'all. If you want to give it a quick look. And so she reaches down and into one of the chests and comes back out with these two slips of paper. Very small, look like they could be, sort of attached to like a messenger hawk. And one of them is a slight red, the other one, it just looks like regular paper. And she holds up that one first and goes, "So the first job that we have is, I need a little something taken to one of our folks up in Deergan Heights. Have you ever been up in the Heights before?"
Have I feel like it.
There are massive towers that kind of border along the Port of Storms that go up 300 to 500 feet. And those towers themselves are called the Dirigan Heights, and they're kind of used as a residency for winged creatures.
Been there once. They have a hell of a bar.
Ah, well then, if that's the case, if you can get up to Dispatch Drago up there and the Twin Hulls, we can go ahead and give you as a group 50 gold. Not 50 gold each, mind you, just 50 gold to split amongst yourselves. And that is this job here. People don't really like to take the Dirigan Heights ones. Some of them, despite being able to fly, don't like being so close up to the Dragon Riders, which I can't say I blame, but...
So then, shouldn't you pay us more?
Oh, no, we have something else that pays a little more. The 50 gold is about the standard rate for not high priority packages, so to say. The not high risk ones. It's more a fear that gets people back, not the actual danger. The Dragon Riders haven't touched the towers in ages. But this one, he holds up the slightly reddish strip and goes, this one here, we have a small package that we need to take through to South Shanat. It's past the Lost Districts, and that one's a bit of a hassle because, once again, the Lost Districts, they are a mass with all sorts of problem people in there. But if you get this package unopened to our good old friend in the Lucky Coin, then you, sir, you and your merry band, as you say, will be the recipients of 150 gold.
Now we're talking. I just hold my hand out for the package.
Alright. And she kind of puts the little slip of paper back down and goes under into another chest that she has off to the side and pulls out this, what you can imagine as like the USPS box that is just, kind of square, real thin, looks like it could hold some thick envelopes. She pulls that out and sets it over to the side and kind of slides it to you, and then also holds out the slip of paper as well and goes, you'll need the paper as well, because once you're done there, we would want you to return back to the dispatch in the Twin Halls with this paper and their signed name on it, showing that everything is all well and good.
Okay. Now that that's done, now here what are you selling?
Well, now that we've got that out of the way, then she kind of reaches down and pulls out a large trunk. Viking, nobody can see you, by the way. You are all black. Reaper is very sad about it.
Part of the aesthetic.
She pulls out this large handlebar trunk and kind of sets it down, then opens it up, and it kind of opens up like the doctor's briefcases, the one with like the multiple levels on it and everything that kind of rolls out. And you can see a wide variety of jewelry, knickknacks. There are here and there small little daggers, weaponry, short swords. You can see a variety of just adventuring gear that was sort of left behind. There are a few different sort of artisan kits that are in there as well, like a small alchemy kit, herbalism kit, things of that nature.
Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick my head back out the tent and yell at Tyke, hey, can you detect magic? Come here.
Sure.
Yeah. He-
I look at the items.
All right. So you kind of pop over and give it a quick look over. And as you look down and through the items, there's not really much that is magical, aside from as you cast Detect Magic, you can see there are the occasional, almost like inscriptions across some items that are a little bit of wordings that have been kind of like to and from Vlad across one bracelet, but it's only seen through Detect Magic. But you do see one item in there that does have magic to it that looks like this small leather ball almost that is kind of tucked in the bottom of the trunk.
Nope, there's nothing here.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Perfect.
Roll an roll an insight. Tyke, go ahead and make your roll.
Okay. You want a deception, right?
Yes,
20.
sir. All right. You know, he's got a very straight face, but you just kind of squint your eyes at him a little bit, and you can tell that he's holding a little bit back.
I just look like I'm drunk, not stupid.
Okay,
What do you?
fine. And I point to where the thing is, and it's that one over there, but nothing that she's holding. So I wasn't really lying.
Mm-hmm. How much for the leather ball?
She looks down in there at it. Oh, we've had that one for a bit. I forgot it was in there. I don't even know what it is. She kind of reaches down. For the ball of mystery, I'll give you 20. You'll give me 25 gold.
Do I know what kind of magic?
It is a. I'd have to double check it. The one that I think the same one thaumaturgy is. I can't remember what magic that is right off the top of my head.
He's trying to get 25 out of me. I'm going to look her square in the face and be like, no, you forgot it was there. It's obviously not worth 25 gold. I'll give you 10 silver because you forgot it was there, and obviously it doesn't matter that much to you. You won't miss it.
Evocation, Tyke.
Evocation?
Yes.
I feel like this will be my starter fee. Since you want to overcharge. Thank you.
Roll me a persuasion. Missed. Alright.
It's twisted.
And she kind of looks at it for a moment, looks back at you. Well, you know, I did hear what you yelled at him about the whole magic thing, so I know it's got something to it. So I'll give it to you for 15 gold.
20 silver. You don't even know what it does.
That's only 2 gold. No.
Yes.
10 gold.
Nice.
8.
Walk out. I take the package and I walk out. Not worth it.
Alright.
I'm gonna buy it for 10 gold.
Alright. So you pop in and you're just like, Here you go. She's like, oh, excellent. You've got a good eye, sir. Well, here you go. Here's your ball of mystery. I hope you enjoy.
Sure.
I only have 10 gold. I'm not wasting it on a random ball.
I'm gonna do something super crazy later. Never know.
It's a ball of explosions.
Imagine.
So as y'all kind of take a step away from the tent and you kind of look out, you can see in the surrounding area that small little miniature competitions, can't speak, have started to break out in the area. Across this table, there is an orc and a minotaur who are going at it in this arm wrestling bout, and there's this small group that have kind of gathered around drinking and are watching and kind of egging on, and a few people are placing silver and others are being like, oh yeah, I'll go next, come on, I'll give this a go. And over on this side you can see that the normal cooks have been pushed aside as a few adventurers have kind of come over, and they are sort of like a competitive cooking thing. Like, I've been on the road for this long, I know how to make the best meals out of few supplies, and they are kind of competing against that as well, as everybody imbibing is just kind of feeling the competitive pent-up nature that they've had for so long in this year or more of lockdown that you have been hearing about. Some of you have been experiencing longer than others.
I'm going to beeline it again for the nearest drinking competition.
Alright. You can see that a little bit of drinking has started to erupt on the far side of the tables across here, where you can just hear the loud, raucous laughter and hear the pounding of the drinks of people going goof, 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 chug, goof, goof, goof.
This will be one of the fastest you ever see him move. He just starts darting over tables. Don't sound like my people.
All he does is drink, 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 and run around and drink.
So how about the three of y'all? What are you doing?
Is it going to take an identify spell to figure out what this ball is?
I'll say roll me just an Arcana first, as you may already, have some awareness.
Roll my rolls tonight?
Getting them out now. I will say...
Identify spell it is.
I will say you do know it is a drift globe, but you don't know what the activation word is for this drift globe.
It's a drift globe? Okay.
But you do know it is a drift globe, because they are fairly common in the Port of Storms, so... Were you saying something, Matrona? Sorry?
Matrona's gonna move towards the food.
Alright. As you approach, you can see there is one half-elf who is there and cutting up a small bit of carrots and vegetables and things like that, while next to him there is a halfling who is pulling up all these cut potatoes and is going through the process of taking out, the meat of a rabbit, and is just going, "Oh, pshaw! I've been on the road with potato and rabbit for so long. You never can mess with the good taters. I will gut this down so good and make the best stew you've ever had." That's kind of, the scene that you walk up on Matrona.
I want to do something like play a game that's maybe a little dangerous, or something like that.
Alright, alright. Roll me an investigation, Wicked, as you want to seek a thrilling game.
How do I do that?
If you open up your character sheet,
Yep.
and
got it.
yeah, and it's a normal roll.
And then you said it was which one was it?
Investigation. And Dom, as you're over there, I would like you to make me a Constitution save.
Oh, okay.
Alright, alright. So, Baerbek, you kind of begin to wander. Just a little bit, keeping an eye.
21.
Oh yeah, you are going solid as you elbow your way in, sit down, and get yourself just kind of like, let's go, and begin to
What I
get your
do.
drinks, kind of pulling other drinks from behind you with your tail and going with those as well. As they are doing that, Matrona, Tykk, because Baerbek, it'll take you a moment to wander through with the people who also kind of stop you, and as you travel, you can also see the occasional commoner, people just in regular clothing intermingling and talking to some people, and you keep getting stopped, Baerbek, by like kids who come up and they're just like, they're so big. Can I touch your scales?
No.
Meanwhile, in the background, I hear, come on,
So Matrona, Tykk, what are y'all up to?
I'm gonna kind of continuously. Go ahead.
I would like to ask about the stool.
all right. So are you poking the halfling that is there?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of as they're cutting up and everything, you reach out and just kind of boop across the face and kind of looks up. What you want, old one? Can't you see I'm in the middle of cooking here?
I can. I'd like to know how much for stool.
Well, it's not ready yet. Come back in like, a few moments, or you can stay there and watch real quick. And he kind of looks to the half-elf. Are we selling what we make? Was that the plan? I didn't really pay attention. I just thought we were, you know what? A gold. Give me a gold and I'll give you some stew.
But I haven't got any gold.
He kind of looks down. The half-elf then is like, ha, and he starts cooking faster as well, and like tossing everything together. And he's like, oh, you know what? Just stay there. I'll get you some in a minute. Hold on. And he goes down and starts to continue his cooking very rapidly. So Tykk, what were you up to?
I'm gonna go back over here. Is there any other people by this tent besides the person inside?
You can now see that there are a few that are beginning to approach it, kind of holding drinks in hand after looking around and walking around. And one is beginning to approach that it seems to be a small group of 3, and 2 of them hang back out by the tree, but one that approaches a warforged wearing this red cloak kind of covering most of the frame that he has, with these embedded spikes into the top of their scalp. And but that's about the closest that you see to it right now, but it's slowly getting attention.
Alright, okay.
Alright.
Kind of just wondering right now, so.
Okay. So you kind of
How many people are still standing?
what was that?
How many people are still standing?
So the crowd has this rotating standing since you've been in for probably about the 2 to 3 minutes that you've been going at it so far, you've seen 2 people fall back, and as soon as they fall back, the crowd that's been around them has like gathered them, moved them to an empty chair that's been set aside as somebody else steps in, and it's just like, all right, let's do this. And so, it's kind of seeing who lasts the longest and stands last. But they are, because it's basically been free drinks, and you can also see that a small keg has been set up near the table, and there are a set of halflings who are around it just kind of watching and being like, oh, you need a drink? Yeah, here you go, bud. There you go.
I love it here!
Alright. So as you make me another con save, Baerbek, you have wandered about, and your wandering has begun to take you a little bit more up. And you can see that the tents around here, as you begin to pass them and continue up the Faire, the ones that you pass, the first on the left shows a symbol of a small fortress against a blue background, and the tent to your right shows a coin across theirs. But they don't seem to have anything that really sticks out as like, this could be dangerous and exciting. So you keep moving, and you make your way up a little bit further the pathway, past a few more tents, and you can see then one on the left in the sand-colored tents, a purple background with this vial of green liquid on a snake vial. And then to the right, you see one that has what looks to be either a falling bird or a figure with wings. It's kind of silhouetted in a way that you can't really tell, but your eyes kind of place between the two. And behind this tent, you do see something that kind of piques your interest a little bit, as there is what seems to be a series of events that they have set up. There is one that has these 2 tall 20-foot poles that go up with just this bar that is at the very top, and as you begin to approach, you can see one figure in this what looks to be almost ceremonial monk-like robes kind of crack their knuckles, stretch, and then bound up between the logs up to the top of the bar, grab it, flip up to the top, pose, to which you hear people in the crowd on the stands in the back go, yeah, woo, not bad. And you can also see there are a few what almost look like rounded climbing walls, where it's just a bunch of grips made into these tall 20-foot totems with a flag across the top. And there are different teams of 3 going up each of the totems, trying to knock each other off to get the flag. And then they have one more where it is a race across 3 what looks like masts that are laid down that have posts and different obstacles set up in the way of them. And this area kind of catches your first attention as something that might be fun and a little dangerous.
Sure.
I may have picked the wrong thing.
Well, you don't have to
Like
keep
that.
drinking.
Together, babe. Come on, man.
I think I'm gonna throw up and walk away.
You're supposed to do the dumb stuff. I'm supposed to clean up after you.
So, I just saw your 6 since I was finding these. But so you go back drinking a few more, and at one point you didn't notice that your beers had changed to liquors. and just the sudden change of the two just kind of gets you. Hold on. I need to settle this. Give me another beer. Hold on. And you kind of take a quick step away from the table. But yeah, and as you but as you kind of approach and or exit the table, Mist, and at this point you are given your stew, Matrona. And Tykk, you're kind of wandering around, keeping an eye out. Tykk, roll me a perception real quick.
Yep. I'm looking for like shady people.
Okay.
Where are my rolls?
I mean, it's not terrible. Not terrible.
I'm the 6.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's above average.
See, that's all you need, man. But so as you're keeping an eye out as well, Tykk, looking for some potentially shady figures, you are approached, Wicked, or Baerbek, as you're looking up and kind of scratching your scales, debating what you want to play on first. There's a much smaller scaled figure that approaches you. A kobold of almost rust-colored scales with these horns that come up and point upward, and they have gold chain wrapped between the horns with these little dangly bits coming from it. The kobold is wearing this light blue and gold-trimmed dress that you can tell has taken a bit of fray damage to the base, but also they have sticking out of the dress a set of wings that come outward, and it is the one in the back there.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of approaches and looks up at you and goes, well, you're a big one. What you want to play? You look interested.
I really like these totem pole things over here that I have to climb up. I think that sounds pretty interesting.
The climbing towers. It is a very fun one, and a little competitive too. You have to be willing to take a fall if you are going to go up those, yes?
Always, yes.
Excellent. You look like you can handle it anyway. What am I talking about? So, now there's a little thing though. There's 3 people who all sign up. It's a 3 gold admission, but if you win, you double your money. You get 6 gold back.
Okay. I'll do it.
Excellent. We have a
The
few
sound of that.
waiting off on the side as well. So I'll just go ahead and poke them over there. Line up at a tower, and I will come up and bring them with you. And she then steps away, and a moment later you can see her walk over to where there is this little charcoal marked box where there are a few people standing, and she grabs 2 of the people who are standing in it, and they begin to approach, and you can see one of them is an orc, and here it is. I was like, I know I have a thing. A orc that begins to approach, and also a human. But the human that approaches looks like he is a little bit of finer stock. He's got these large mutton chops that are well trimmed, the hair that is slicked back with a little bit of curl to it. He wears some clothes that you can tell have not seen a lot of wear, tear, and travel, but he looks real caught up in the moment and like he thinks he can handle. But they all kind of step forward, look you over, And then the kobold comes up and goes, all right. Gold from each of you. Come. Winner will get you a pot, and we'll see who comes out on top. Literally and figuratively. And she then heads back over after getting past the coins and looks over. All right. Readies, sets, and begin! And so, what you're going to do here is this is going to be a skill challenge for you.
Ooh.
So, as each of them come up and you race against them, you are going to tell me what you would like to roll, whether it's athletics, acrobatics, intimidation, maybe, a skill that you have that you would like to roll to use to succeed.
Intimidation, for sure.
All right.
Some marketing skills, yeah.
So, as it starts and it all says begin, how would you like to intimidate? What do you say or do for your intimidation?
Basically let them know that if they make it to the top, they're going to be dead anyway, so they can
Alright.
either lose or lose their life. Like, that's literally, those are their options.
All right. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation.
Normal, right? Normal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ah!
All right.
God,
So
so bad.
they kind of take a look at you, and as you're like, I will kill you, and I will tear your limbs off, and as you're like going into this threatening monologue, they both begin to take advantage and go up a little bit ahead of you. All right. So one more set of skills, or another skill check from you. What skill would you like to use now?
Acrobatics.
All right. So as they both begin to run up, the orc gaining a little bit of speed against the human, you quickly leap up. Make me your roll. So, at least you went up by one.
Okay.
You jump up, but you're a 7-foot tall, hulking frame of muscle. You don't have a lot of vertical height to you,
And
but you do get a nice bit of height just out of reaching up. So you grab up, and you just start to pull yourself up. One more skill check.
we'll check this out.
Yes, ma'am. Which skill would you like to use to try and get to the top? The orc is in the most lead right now.
Athletics.
All right. See if you can get your recovery as you try and power your way to the top.
Come on.
All
Okay,
right.
better.
Definitely better. You claw your way up and into it, trying to get up to the top to beat him, and you pass up the noble who is like 3/4 of the way there, and then starts to lag and like get tired, and you can see the sweat forming on him. And then you pass him up, and as you get up to the top to reach for that flag, you see it swiped from the other side by the orc, who's kind of over the top, grins at you. I guess I'll see you for a little bit of death and mayhem later, huh? Like to see you try.
I'm gonna fight him later.
At this point, I'd like to say I stumble up, drunk, and be like, you probably should have let me do that.
No. I'm such a sore loser. No. This is not okay.
And then I'm gonna go find whatever kobold is there, and I'm going, hey, double the bet and let me do it after. Let me. I'll get up there.
Can't open doors.
Then I just yell up in Draconic, stick the hidden thing, big guy, it's okay.
You're like big for no reason.
I know. Maybe that's why though, because I'm so big. I'm kind of slow and like, but I'm not supposed to be stealthy. I'm supposed to be pretty stealthy. So, you know.
But you're not intimidating or strong.
I know. But it's
No,
okay. Just
strong,
wait
she's
till
not-
you see me get really mad. Like I promise you, it'll work. It'll work.
It's the first game, you know. You got to
The
build up
athletic-
to it. So.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm being nice. I'm playing nice.
So as
Okay.
Mist, you approach and you know, there you go. Ah, yes, 3 gold from you. We'll get another set going for you. Yes. And
It's
as
5, I went 10 back. And
if you convince 2 others to pay 5 as well, then yes, we will agree to these terms.
And oh wait! So where get
Others,
30 gold?
All right, so
others to pay 5. You said.
yes, because the normal price is 3 for them. So if 2 other people agree to raise the stakes, then they're all for it. So go ahead and make me a persuasion, Mist.
I'm going to add the fact that I'm just a drunk cat. You can't do much.
What was that, Matrona?
Did you see either of them?
Okay, I can't do much.
So, you probably can hear the yelling, the familiar yelling of Mist by this point. So you just kind of like lean over from where you all are at and kind of look past the tent, and you can't see where Mist is, but you can definitely see the tall Baerbek standing nearby. There are only a few others who get up to Baerbek's height.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
So, real quick before we do that, Mist, what are you two doing over here? As you hear Mist's declaration of bring it on. Tykk, Matrona?
Do you, again, want to make sure they're not getting in trouble?
Well, we probably should. But they seem like they're having fun.
Yes, but fun could turn into not fun very
Well,
quickly.
I kind of threatened my life, so it's not going to be fun later.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
Yeah.
So, as
I was
y'all...
gonna go ahead and make her way that way.
Okay. As y'all begin to make your way over, Tykk, you've been keeping an eye out for possibly shady figures and things like that. You can see as you're kind of crossing the thoroughfare, looking over to where Mist had his drunken competition earlier. By the way, Mist, you are effectively drunk with that 6, so you do have that.
I live like this.
You looking over can see like where the people who have lost the competition are kind of relaxing in chairs, and you can see running kind of under the table and between the crowd's legs there is a pair of gnomes in similar garb to what you've seen the figures of South Shanat, the banner that had the coin on it. They are running around in that, excuse me, kind of picking a few coins, reaching into a few boots and pulling out like the hidden money stashes and, you know, preying on a few of the drunken that are in the area.
Okay, and they're at this tent, this black one right here.
They're running around the tables just south of that,
All right,
where
I'll
all
keep
the drinking is. So, and so you call out your proclamation, Mist, and after a moment, you get that awkward silence for almost like 10 to 15 seconds where you're like, well, shit, is no one gonna fucking say anything? And then a few figures begin to approach, and one of them looks to be a Earth Ganassi that is just almost could be mistaken for a Goliath in the color of their skin, except that they have these little flecks of dust that fall off occasionally, and instead of tattoos across their skin, they have these cracks going here and there. And you also see another Tabaxi come up as well, who is just kind of like saunters up slowly. A female who has piercings across both of her ears, wears these greens and blues and golds, and this mix of what it could be described as a gypsy pirate that just kind of walks up as well and jingles as she does and goes, we'll take this challenge. I always like to make easy money.
Easy money. All right, let's add a little bit of interest into this then. Prize the next round.
You know what? I'll agree to that, Boyle. And so they both pay the 15 gold and come up to it as well. And you can see the Earth Ganassi kind of cracks everything that sounds a little bit more like a rumbling across his chest and arms, and then turns to you and grins, and you can see almost these like golden vein teeth.
I look over like, you look like you should stay on the ground, but I'm not going to ask any questions. Do what you need to do.
Alright. And so, as you all get into position, the kobold takes a few steps forwards, looks at everybody, goes, alright, little more high-stakes game. Are you all ready? They nod. She lifts up her hand. Set! Begin! And how would you like to start off? As you see
Acrobatic.
Alright. The other Tabaxi crouches low and then jumps. Nice. You are at disadvantage because you are drunk. So roll me one more and take the lower.
Okay. That to me. Hey!
Alright. Still solid. Yeah, very good. You poof, and almost just like running up the side of it, catch your hands, your feet go, and you just push up again. You catch almost about halfway up as you go up this far, and roll me another skill check. Would you like to use the second time?
Can it be the same?
Different skill this time.
Do athletic.
All right.
10.
All right. So you go a little bit slower as you kind of lose the momentum closer to the top, and you just begin to claw your way up there. Luckily, with claws, it's a lot easier to go up here than the Earth Ganassi, who, as you kind of look over, is kind of power driving his hands into the tower as he goes up. It's slow, but it's steady. And you look over and you can see the other Tabaxi, who started off kind of casual, is now picking up speed and beginning to run along next side to you. She's just about even, a little bit behind you. You have one more skill check.
Better get this.
We're gonna go performance.
All right.
I shouldn't have went with performance.
So you get up to the top, and as you do, you can feel a little bit of that drunkenness because you've got the lead, and you're like, oh, I've got this. I'm gonna make it look so good when I get to the top. I'm gonna throw it in her face. I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna do this nice trick when I get to the top. And like you're playing it all out in your head, and you kind of lose a little bit of traction. And as you turn, you can see her now getting up there at eye level with you, reaching for it at the same time. Luckily, your first roll was high enough, so you've got a dexterity check against her.
Oh, I love dex checks. Is this a disadvantage too?
It is. You've got to beat a 9. Oh.
I'm no longer like this.
The problem with being the drunk Tabaxi all the time. So you get up to the top and you reach for it, and she reaches for it, and you both kind of grab it at the same time, and she pulls at a little bit and pulls you to the side, and you have that moment to where you almost completely fall back, and then she uses the flag to push you back and off of the tower, and you begin to fall.
Can I do a dex check to save myself, at least?
A dexterity saving throw. No disadvantage for the save.
Lovely.
Alright. So like a cat, you fall and you land on all fours. And up at the top, she kind of stands there cockily with the flag and goes, well, I do like to make easy money, though you're still pretty quick for one so down in the drink. If you ever want some other money on the side, you come find me.
Are you hitting on me?
I'm offering you a job, dingus. She then plants the plants the thing back down and jumps off and into the arms of the Goliath, or the Ganassi, who has jumped back down and catches her. And then they begin to kind of walk off to go look around as well.
No. There goes all my money.
Well, only 5, you know.
It's okay, we'll just make it back.
Yeah. I'm time to go hit something. I yell, and it takes me a second. I think, and I'm like, I don't know your name. I'm just looking, and I'm yelling into
Maybe next time.
That next time. No,
I'm sorry.
It was a good try. It started real strong.
Yeah, same.
Acrobatics. It's always what I need.
So as y'all kind of step down and away, the kobold who is there also kind of begins to walk up and goes, so, I could see that you were quite capable. Were you all looking also for a sponsor for a job as well? We here at Deerigan could always use a few good fellows.
I'll keep you in mind. I already have a job to finish. I'll be back.
Ah, that's what they
Don't
all
have to go too
say.
far. What's the job, tiny one? At this point, he's dejected. He just pokes him in the forehead.
Goes, well, go see my brothers Kova and Voko in the tent. We've got 2 good ones. We are always seeking those who are looking to find us some nice reagents and some nice hard to find objects. So they've got something in there of that nature.
I walk towards the tent, saying, "I'm a hard-to-find object myself." Is it
Alright.
this green tent down here?
It's the blue one right here.
That makes life easy.
And, Baerbek, you were there as well for that part of the conversation as he was kind of talking with both of y'all. And so, I don't know. And the rest, Matrona, Tykk, are you staying with the group or are you still... I see you kind of creeping down here, Tykk.
Oh yeah, I saw the gnomes kind of down this way, right?
Yes.
So I'm just kind of casually walking that way.
Alright.
Matrona saw them walking up to the tent and decided to join.
Alrighty. So as you enter, there are two kobolds, winged as well, who are sitting at a desk and sitting more on the desk, kind of throwing a few coins between each other, having a moment in between as a lot of people have gathered more to their activities outside than to the talking to them inside. And one of them is wearing like leather vest and almost what looks like chaps, whereas the other one has this coat with furs across the collars and these aviator goggles across his head. And they both kind of look at y'all as you enter and drop the coin, or rather stop paying attention to it as it hits one in the face and goes, hello, yes, welcome, good, you made it in. Would you like to, what are we here for again? Dummy. You're here for a job, yeah? Here to make money?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
if you're tossing coins, you can toss one at me. I'll catch it. And if I catch it, I'll keep it.
It looks like he was thinking about it, and then when you say he keeps it, he kind of stuffs it back into his pocket. Goes, those coins you get later. Alright.
Not a gambling man, I see.
So, then, in that case, we give you some nice, jobs to do. Things you don't have to gamble on. Guaranteed money. Dirrigan is a little removed from the problems of the port, but we like to provide a little bit of work here and there and get ourselves a few things that we need. So, I got two jobs for you. One of them, you go down to South Shanat, to the tower that those thieving smalls took from us. And you get us some feather tokens for our unfortunate fellows that can't quite fly as easily as we can up in the heights. Do this, we will pay you 50 gold and an extra 50 if you get a second bag of tokens. Now another job.
Exactly. A token.
They look like, hold on, he kind of flips over the table and flutters down and rummages through a bag and then comes out with what looks to be this bronze coin about the size of your fist that has etched into it a token, a feather that glows with a faint gold. Goes, with these, if one of the fools were to fall off of the heights, they would be able to maintain a safe fall downward in their panic. We don't use them often, but there are the few occasional fools who forget that the astral plane allows them to take to the skies a little bit, but since the lockdown, everyone's gotten used to being on their feet.
Interesting.
Now,
What else do you have?
the other one kind of pipes in. So how you feel about breaking and entering?
I'm totally okay.
That's the big one.
Well, good thing you came here. So there's a little thing that we kind of need taken, but we can't really make a move because we're part of one of the factions, and if we do it, well then it's just like declaring war, and we can't have that. It would just be terrible. But over in the Sandside Plaza, there's a guy, a dwarf named Magnus Rothar. He's got this nice little sealed orb. I don't know what it is, but Stonewall back in Zephyr Point wants it. You get it for us. We pay you a hefty sum.
I don't do hefty sums. How much?
We're talking in the range of 150 to 200 gold. Depends on how much noise you make.
What has this Magnus character done that deserves this?
Oh, well, I have no idea. I don't know who the bloke is. But he does collect items. And one of those items is of extreme importance and desire to our Cavalier Stonewall. I don't know what it's for. They just sent me here with jobs. But I know they'll pay you for it.
I don't trust it. Bye. I just walk out.
Alright. Baerbek, Matrona, do y'all follow suit?
Considering it, because it sounds a little risky, which is along the lines of what I usually do. So,
Do you kind of make a motion to take it on the sly?
I walk back when I see
Matrona,
him.
what
I'm
do
like,
you think? What do you think, Matrona? Because at this point too, I'm also not much of a loner. I've got a group now, and I want to kind of make sure I stick with this group,
Do either of these names click with Matrona? Does she have a reputation at all?
You've heard of Magnus Rothar, not Stonewall, but you've heard of Rothar as a collector of sorts, and you only know him because he has a very extensive, greenhouse basically, that he doesn't, like, it's completely private, doesn't let anybody see it, but you've heard it has a lot of really nice exotic, reagents and herbs in them.
I'm tempted. Let's give it a little bit more thought.
Alright. Well, the kobold goes, well, that's fine. Just don't tell any of the other factions. I mean, and we're telling this to the few people who look like they can handle and look like they're semi-trustworthy. So it's gonna be a little bit of a first come, first serve. So.
If you're in, I'm in. But otherwise, I'm backing out.
You got a lot of maybe.
Out.
Got to back up. All right.
Matrona shrugs.
That misses interest right now.
Gotcha.
And is the random circle in front of him.
I trust his instinct. So, yeah.
Nom, I see you.
And then the second thing that he's going to get to later was that tent that had the snake vial on it.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the snake every now and again. So he'll probably stop past there after he finds out what this glowing thing is.
Okay. I'll get to that in just a moment. What were you saying, Matrona?
Is Tykk out of sight, or
Tykk, are you out of sight?
Sitting at a chair.
Okay. I wouldn't say so. You know, it would just kind of take a little quick circle of 5 feet to see him sitting at a chair over here amongst the tables where there's a bit of drinking and casual going-ons.
Pull up next to him. There's a job offer for breaking an enemy to a
What?
dwarf that has. Matrona says to Tykk. There's a job offer for breaking into a dwarf's home. This dwarf has some items that might be of interest.
What kind of items? Does I give her like a sly eye?
Nature-based. Things that I could use for healing.
I think drunk seems to be the only one with the more popular.
Okay.
Why is that
But
true?
he is a collector.
That's all you had to say?
Okay.
What's up?
She's with it.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard
Okay.
the second time.
Gotcha. First time I thought I was like, I'm wicked, and I was like, yes.
That's what I thought she said the first time too. So I was like,
Can you imagine? No, this sounds like something. See, I'm a little conflicted though because it involves a dwarf, and I have such a soft spot for dwarves. I really do. But breaking and entering is my specialty. So,
Is it?
you know, and if the group is involved, I feel like it's something I should definitely be a part of. Is it? Yeah. So you should be over here too.
Dom's
I'll just
checking
look
some things
around.
out.
I'm looking around begrudgingly, mad that nobody came.
You're
with me.
drunk. Come over here and sit down.
Don't tell me what to do.
Matrona's gonna go ahead and go back to the kobolds.
Okay.
Yeah? Wow.
I hate it here.
So, I will say, as you make your way back, and before you get to the vile tent mist, I'll show you what you have discovered up here in the top. Behind the almost golden colored tent that you see up here, there is a arcane sigil that is down here. And if you want, we will also take a break right here. Do it all at once, make it easy. You know, I like to do one about halfway through anyway, so it's a good time. So we'll do a quick break here as you discover these arcane sigils and totems and this statue, and you're like, what the fuck?
Wait, that's the venom, the snake tent?
No, this one is actually behind a golden tent
Oh, okay.
with the tabard that shows this.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Oh.
it's creepy. That looks dangerous. See? You're in the right place.
So we will pick up there in just a moment. We're going to go ahead, refill drinks, do all that good stuff, stretch legs, and be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So much love, everybody, for swinging through. We appreciate you, and we will see you soon.
BRB.
That would help. Still getting used to these audios, so that was my bad. I found out new ways to have everything separated, so learning curve. So thank you. You have arrived to this area of glyphs, and as this caster steps in and the glyphs activate, he begins to fire these arcane missiles at one of these statues of Tabaxi with arcane hieroglyphs across them that begin to light up as each of these arcane missiles strike into it, all the way up and past and into these long arched carved wings that come upward. And as it gets to the top, it begins to emit a glow. He then turns to the next one and releases another series at this one. And as he does so, you can see that across the base of this, it is beginning to change color from blue to red in the outer circle. And just as the second one begins to glow, that red touches to the base, and then the shield drops, and you hear the woman off to the side, the half-orc with the golden tusks, go, "Oh, that was a good try, but not quite enough. But I do like your magical skill. The garden might have use for you yet. Go on inside. Talk to my compatriot Katiri. She'll take care of you." And she looks over to you as, you know, you're watching and goes, "Oh, who might you be? Are you a caster of sorts?"
What? No, but I feel slightly offended.
Oh,
What
my
is this?
apologies.
Why are we shooting my kind?
Oh, no. We were founded by a Tabaxi. These were made in her image, to glorify her. The Baroness, in fact, oversaw these. You will find in the garden much iconography from your species as well.
Little known fact. My species doesn't really have wings. Let's try though.
They do not. That was added for artistic interpretation. Everything looks a little
like
better, more angelic, don't you think?
No, I don't. I think things look better realistic, but nice try.
Well, I do apologize. We did not mean to
So what are we
offend.
doing here?
It is a test for casters of all kinds. Across the way, they have their fighting ring for the brutes who like to go up in hand, but for those who
You call me a
like
brute?
just the ones who have no thought to it. You look like a fellow of thought here asking questions. Now, this area, we like to test the magicians that come through, see how much they can put out in a short amount of time. They have a 30 seconds to activate all 3 statues. And if they do so, they win a prize. But if they fail, they lose their winnings.
Okay. I'll be back.
Sounds good. We hope to
I-
see you soon.
You might.
Alright. So
Hike,
as...
hike, 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 hike.
Uh-huh.
Always. You and Tiger like.
Extremely close, like almost overlapping. There's a
He's my
thing.
best
You should go.
Y-
You
yes.
should.
Sorry.
There's a thing for magicians and magic folk, and I, being as though I am not magic folk, I hit shit. Go do it.
Did you just call me a magician?
Magic folk. Not all magic folk are magicians, and not all magicians are magic folk.
I'm gonna put my hand and pinch like the bridge of my nose. Matrona, do you
Yeah.
think you can pick up this quest so I can entertain our friend?
I think I can handle it.
He's fine. She's a big girl. Come on.
And I follow Mist.
All right. So as y'all make your way back, I'm going to transfer over to Matrona, who is picking up a
Yeah.
quest. As you both had deliberated and talked with Baerbek to decide if you wanted to get this, and on your way back, just as you were going to enter into this tent, Mist comes running out quickly. And then you finally have a moment to be like, okay. And you make your way inside, where Voka kind of looks up and is like, you made it. You're back. You have an interest?
Yes, we decided that we would take the job.
Excellent. That is most exciting news. So, now, Magnus's place is on the eastern side of the Sandside Plaza. You won't be able to miss it. It's much bigger than any of the nearby houses to it, too. Avoid the vipers. Take the one with the sealed orb inside. It should be about yay big. You should see the little orb in there floating. And once you get it, go to Zephyr Point.
How big?
It's like 2 fists together. So.
And you said it was what orb?
I don't know what kind of orb it is in there. He just said to get the sealed orb, don't open it, and bring it back.
Alright.
Excellent.
How long do we have?
Until someone takes it first.
So it's a competition?
Well, you may not have been the first people we've told about this.
Very well.
But
And I
we
exit the
do...
set and head.
Oh, go for it. I was gonna say, they was just like, but we do like you a little more than the last ones.
Exit the tent and head in the direction that Mist and Ted went.
Alright. So, while all this is going on, Baerbek, what are you up to right now? You were kind of left at the table to enjoy some drinks.
No, I actually was following Matrona. I wanted to see what Matrona thought of, like, some of the, I guess, like, job offers that were thrown at us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm just kind of, like, observing.
Okay.
I'm just doing.
Just kind of doing some casual chilling and following.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So then, back up top, Tykk, Mist, you approach, and as you approach, you can see that another figure had entered into the ring. This one, an elf, and they are turning to one, the statue that is in the back, and they just send a gout of flame from their hands over the statue. And then the time runs out, and you can hear the half-orc, that was a close one. You almost got the pot there. It was a good effort, but we definitely like your gumption. Come. Go inside. Go ahead and say hello. Ah, you're back, I see. Ah, I've come to play the game. You brought a friend.
I step forward like, we have to have a conversation first. And then I just kind of whisper. I just whisper in Tykk's ear. This game seems rigged. Keep an eye out. I want her to think that we're excited, that I'm excited about it. But I don't trust her at all. And then I run forward. All right, so what do I do? What do we do? What do we do? Huh? Huh?
Well, it costs 1 gold to enter, but you get a gold back for every wooden totem you knock out, or 5 gold for the cat's head. You can tell that you've completed its requisites by when it glows. Once it starts to glow, you can move to the next.
And how do you make it glow?
A little bit of magic cast into it. Forceful magic is most effective, so to say. We are here to test primarily people's strengths in the offensive means. See how much damage they can deal, how effective they would be for the future of the Port of the Storms.
Sounds like you're scouting for an army.
Is there a time limit?
You have 30 seconds.
I guess I'll give it a shot.
Ah,
You said 1 gold?
it is indeed.
I'll hand him a gold.
And she reaches out, takes it, kind of bites it a little bit, pockets it, and then makes a motion for you to step into the ring.
Is that
As-
the only prize? Just a refund, basically?
It's you get 1 per wooden statue and then 5 for this one, and that's the only prize that she mentioned.
Is that all, ma'am? Because you said there was an extravagant prize. 5 gold isn't that extravagant.
As she looks to you and kind of makes the mark across the base to activate the runes for you, Tykk, she stands up and goes, well, then we refer you to the garden, and from there, well, the sky's the limit, they say. And so real quick, Tykk, I am going to have you roll initiative so I can keep track of the rounds, as each round is 6 seconds, so you will have 5 rounds to try to deal as much damage as possible. So, boom, and up in the top right. Alright. So, starting us off as the runes activate below you and you can see the faint glow begin to illuminate the base of each of these statues. You are ready. What would you like to start with?
I'm gonna grin a bit, and then on the cat's head, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Hex at 2nd level.
Okay.
And then for my actual action, I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Alright. And boom, I accidentally closed this. I still need this open. So you release a blast for a solid. Actually, I can put you over here. Haha. 11 to hit. And there you are. Alright. And it does hit, so go ahead and roll me damage. Solid hit as you strike into the, maw of this cat's head staring you down, and it as soon as it hits, there are just this series of glows that illuminate along the runes across it, filling up almost half of it. And comes to the next round, as it's not quite done yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna just cast and I'll just blast at it again.
Okay. And a solid strike, as you are releasing a, we described what, purplish black smoke?
Yeah.
As they launch from your hands like small shotgun blasts.
I'm just reading something.
Very sure. Alright. So it strikes into it, and it fills up almost to the very top, and now there's just this centerpiece glowing, or missing a glow from the top of its head. And as you prepare to release one last blast into that spot, you see where the maw's head is begin to open, and you hear this as the half-orc from the side calls out, "Think fast!" And a gout of flame releases outward. I need you to make a dexterity save. Alright, so you avoid the damage for this as it shoots outward, and you just kind of duck to the side, and you then have a chance to release one more Eldritch Blast at it.
One more. Okay.
Or multiple more. Alright, for an unnatural 20.
Oh, here's your damage.
Alright. And so you release the third shadowy blast into it, striking into it, and the entire bit begins to glow. And as it does, you hear the half-orc call off from one side, "Oh, well done! Most don't go for that one first. They want the quick and easies."
Is it considered 0 hit points?
Yes.
Then I will move my hex to the one on top.
Alright.
And I have more turns, right?
Yes. Your turn once more. Combat 4. As you bonus action, move it up top. And you kind of do a quick little turn and poof, release another blast. Alright. And roll damage. Alright. It gets hit and begins to glow up to about halfway up the tabaxi that is carved there. Not quite done yet. And
Do a big one!
as you know, Mist yells that out, the half-orc is also, "Oh, getting close!"
Alright, I guess I'll just hit it again.
Alright.
Don't have any huge spells.
That's alright.
Here's your damage, because I'm assuming the 11 hit. So you have
Yes. Yes. You assume correctly, sir. Whew. And finish it out with strong damage as you send the last one up, strike it into the chest, completing the glow across the entire figure. And then as it does, the red around the base of this arcane runes connects with its center, and the shield around you drops, and the half-orc kind of gives a little bit of a clap. Oh yeah, that was good. Most of them always go for the small ones first, so I'm glad to see you're thinking on your feet.
Big one's more gold, right?
It is indeed. Walks up, gives you 6 gold, and goes, and you know, the garden is always looking out for arcane casters right now. Since the schools of Ascension have gone silent, no one knows where they are or what's going on. We're trying to gather up our own band of casters to get together. So, if you find yourself in interest, you should find us on the north side of the port.
The north side, you say?
Indeed, we're at the tip, closest to, the island, what's it, Terra Prima? We are the closest to that one. Used to do trade until everything shut down.
I'm gonna step in really quick and be like, no. He has enough Tabaxi in his life. We're leaving. Goodbye.
No. If I find myself needing your assistance, I will come and find you.
She gives a nod, and then makes a motion towards the next, contestants who are walking up as the rest of the party gathers with you as well, as you all step off.
I'm gonna hand Miss 5 gold. I'm keeping 1 for myself for my intro.
Yay.
Nice. All right. So, mist in your inventory, you can add that to yours.
Back to 10.
So you all gather together. Matrona, the quest gathered package in one hand. What else would y'all like to do?
There's only one more tent that kind of interests me.
Snake one.
As nice typing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for that one too. I'm curious as well.
As
Hey,
Tyke approaches, I go to him and say, the quest seems...
What was that? You cut out halfway.
The quest appears to have more than one taker. He should be quick.
That we should. I'm more interested as to what is inside than the actual job.
Alright.
As we walk away from this tent, I'm gonna be like, I told you it was rigged. You weren't supposed to win. You were supposed to die if you got too good. And I just slap him on the back of the head. Good reflexes. I walk away.
Alright. And y'all start making your way to the Viper tent, you said?
It's to the left,
Mhm.
right? Or
Yes. It is right over here, the sand-colored tent. And as you all kind of gather together and come up, you can see there is a hunched over figure sitting at the front in this wide chair, and you see a turtle with
Oh, I love turtles.
sand-colored markings across him, all sort of, dried, and definitely more of a sand turtle than a sea turtle. and he is there with all these kind of chains leading to pockets across a vest that he's wearing, and a bowler hat across, and these long eyebrows that come down as he lazily kind of looks up towards y'all. And you can see there are a few people who are in the back of the tent, kind of just talking amongst each other, but he lifts a hand up towards y'all as you begin to approach, and kinda looks amongst everybody and goes, "Ah, hello. Welcome. What can I do for you?"
Tell me a story, old timer. You look like you have years of experience. I love turtles. They've done me well in my past, and they'll probably do me well in the future. What do you have?
Did we come over here for stories?
I did. No one told you to follow me.
For
You got-
dangerous
I mean,
quest. Or...
if I didn't follow you, you'd probably run across the place and grab me anyways.
Debatable.
He goes, "Ah, well, there once was a man who thought that he could create anything, even life. And so he sought to instill it in sand. But, like with all things, it one day needed to leave and become its own thing. But this man could not let go. So instead, he was forced to let go. And now, we have a new Baron in the plaza. Would you like to join us?"
What is it that you do, old man?
Currently, we are seeking crafters and seekers. We are looking to create something magnificent. But materials are hard to come by, so we need someone who is willing to seek something fine and rare, no matter where it may be.
Well, at that point, he doesn't even let him finish talking. You just see Mr. Tail go straight up. I'm in.
What kind of item?
It's not the point. The adventure. What kind of item?
He goes, well, there are all kinds that we seek. The higher you gain in rank, the closer you get to the final blueprints and the most extreme materials. But right now, we are looking for paradots, a gem, so that we can use it in our armors as a focus. And we are also looking for dream shards that have been found in the astral sea. Those are a little more rare to find, which is why it's been such a problem. But we are looking for at least a pound of it that we can use.
Okay. That's not suspicious at all. But okay. I like you.
Willing to pay for these items?
Of course. All materials gathered come with a, what is the word, bonus, a commission, so that the more you gather and the more rare the materials, the more we can give you in exchange for them.
Give me your shopping list, old man.
Well, he kind of takes out a small, it looks kind of like a flyer, and hands it to you, and it says 2 paradots, 25 gold apiece, and pound of dream shards, 150 gold, and and it says for the paradots, take it to secondary armorer Lumi Keenhoof, a minotaur at the Chisel Forge. For the dream shards, they are to be taken to Weavesmith Zumtoris, also at the Chisel Forge, which is located in the Sandside Plaza.
Alright. Anything else? Any adventures that don't require an award? Just things to do?
Oh, well,
Maybe.
you're
Maybe
looking...
some folk tales?
I've heard of something on my travels here. There are apparently these things starting to appear in the Lost District. These creatures of darkness that are hiding amongst the ruins and streets, stalking folks. No one knows quite where they came from or why, but they only just started appearing recently.
You said the Lost District? Lovely.
Yes, it is between here and South Shanot on the southern tip of the island. It used to be a great district of its own, but the infighting and riots of the lockdown have kind of devolved the place into anarchy.
Okay. We're done here. You've given me all the information I need. Goodbye.
Oh, take care, adventurers.
So once we all regroup, I'm going to be like, okay, we have 4 things to do. Order of importance. Who wants to do what when? Personally,
Well,
stealing from an unarmed person can be last.
it's kind of on a time limit, though. There are other groups looking for it.
Well, then they can be horrible people. An old dwarf. But if I stop them, I guess if I stop them, it kind of works out.
Super risky. I'm down.
Fine, if I can steal that stuff, let's go.
Kind of like the quest that Matrona and I heard about over here at the blue tent.
Oh, hold on. I had y'all's cameras disappear on me. What the hell? ¿Por qué? Yeah. I say it was just fine, and then it was like, oh hey, wait, where'd it go? Well,
I'm also
all the technical difficulties.
yeah, we gotta run through the minute list, man. Make sure it's so I can figure out what goes on and then try and fix it.
I'm also going to be like, hey, is there anything magic going on with this parcel that we got from the water woman?
There we go. Haha.
Where are we taking that?
Twin something? Twin Peaks? I'm not sure. We're going to the Twin Towers. She was talking a lot. I kind of zoned out. It's on this paper. Twin pit.
So on the paper it says you're actually going to the Lucky Coin in South Shanat, and then to take the receipt to the Twin Shields.
There it is.
Yeah.
See, this is why we get receipts. Let me write that down.
It sounded like the collection quest we could do, kind of, as we're doing other things.
Yeah. We can get the dream shards while stealing from some random dwarf that probably doesn't deserve it. But it's fine. It's okay. Okay. I guess.
Oh, but you know what? Oh. That's like my favorite one.
He's probably
Or-
on order anyways.
Maybe he has liquor. Dwarves tend to have barrels. We'll go.
Uh-huh.
I need to justify
May
this
not
some
even
way.
know if it was gone.
Oh, he might. He might. But let's go. Or we could go to the district first, because it's right there. We still have to prepare anyway. We're going to save some people on the way home.
Sure.
To the district? Alright, let's go. Bye.
Alright. So, as y'all make your way out, with, items in hand and things of that nature also on hand, Tykk, I would like you to roll me a quick perception.
I don't have shoes on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, those hooves, man, you can really feel them on this pavement right now.
It's red.
Yeah, that's a
Feels
natural
like a
one.
natural one.
Now.
Gotcha.
The lowest you can
He's
get.
too busy.
Oh god.
He's too busy making sure I'm running straight to notice
So-
anything else.
As you're going forward, you see something catch your eye, and it kind of makes you tilt your head. As you do, you look up from your feet, and you all of a sudden find yourself in this wall of fur. As you poof, hit into a bugbear, and the bugbear is kind of like, it's okay. And it just kind of drunkenly pats the top of your head real quick, and then kind of pushes past
I
you.
immediately push his hand off my head.
Oh, fine. Be that way.
Do the rest of us see this?
Yeah, he's all right next to you.
Hey, you got somebody bigger you can pick on and just point over there. Look,
Hey,
dragon.
Kind of
Dragon.
looks
I'll take
over
mine.
towards Baerbek, and he's like,
You're really feeling saucy.
I will, yeah.
You think you're good?
I'm always looking for a new challenge.
And before that, or, you can take this drink and walk away because no one has time for this, okay? Okay? Cool. Please. Please.
Roll a persuasion. Because now you got him interested in fighting the 7-foot-tall Dragonborn.
Yeah, good job, Miss. Good job.
No one has time for this. Come on, it's a free drink. It's a festival. 18.
He kind of takes his free hand, grabs that, so he's now double fisting, and he's just like, I like your fur. And then he just starts to
Thank
walk
you, I got
away. Taking, like, sipping out of each drink simultaneously, you know?
See you, dude. We'll be out in minutes.
Alright.
All right, moving on.
So.
Pat me on the head. The fuck?
Tall drunk things, man. Tall drunk things.
Yeah, that's
Get taller next time. We don't have to worry.
So, y'all head up and out. The barmaids and barmen that are along the front with their setup bar table counter. That's the word I was looking for, counter. Kind of offers you drinks on your way out as well. You know, just being like,
I'll take two.
wonderful, wonderful. Wish you the best of luck on your adventures. We hope to see you in the future.
On the way out, I like to ask them what bar they work at. Because they just got a regular.
They just kind of look at each other. Oh, no, we're temps for the festival. We don't have one. But
You're lost.
we will be looking for work after if you know one.
Okay. The bar just kind of burned down if you're looking for one.
They do kind of seem a little interested in that.
And I just fade into iniquity because
Alright.
I'm not.
They're gonna start looking into the real estate, finding out. They got tipped off. But you then open the double doors on the large wall that now leads out of the Gomerd Center. The about 40 foot tall wall, about 20 feet wide, that separates the center and this bastion from the rest of the districts. And Matrona, since you were here during it, you know that is why that this district compared to the others received the least amount of damage and looks the nicest that you'll have seen so far. And as y'all walk up and out and through the about 20-foot hallway that they have, the Hall of Trust, that is lined with arrow slits that allow archers to watch as you walk through, and you can see the occasional artificer rifle kind of leaning out of one of the holes as well, the barrel of one. But
This is pleasant.
you all then make your way from there out into the streets of the archipelago, where we're going to end this session. So I can also fix up everything by the time we get to next session, hopefully. And you all are going to step out to go rob a dwarf? I think that's what we decided.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Against my better judgment,
That's alright.
I don't have the best judgment, so that says a lot.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I'm keeping an eye out. It'll be fun.
You know, it's alright. You know, it'll be just get you real drunk beforehand. You're like, hey man, we're going to a party. It's just a real quiet party. So, with that then, did y'all have anything you would like to say, closing us off with our first session?
I would like to say, I said that there was going to be no combat as a joke, and then there was no combat, so I blame myself.
There were a few locations. I told you there were potentials.
There was opportunity. There was things to hit. I just didn't hit them.
There was a bugbear right there.
Honestly, you threw me in the way instead.
There was the promise. There was the promise of adventure, and adventure beats fighting every day.
Right.
One
I
usually
do
leads to
appreciate
the other.
everybody who came and hung out, and even with through all the technical difficulties, still hung out. So I appreciate you guys.
Especially with technical difficulties.
For sure.
Sad faces. Viking, Wicked, anything y'all want to have to close off with?
No, pretty much the same. Just stay tuned for next time.
Thanks for coming out.
Remember to love each other.
Mhm.
Right. We will-
Exactly.
We're
Hang
playing
on,
next
I
week,
always
right?
say.
Yeah, we should be on next week as well. At once again Monday,
Same time?
7 o'clock, Central Standard Time PM. So do that mass wherever you are, because we got all over the world for you, and we appreciate you being here with us. And so until next week, y'all stay awesome, take it easy, and we will see you soon.
Bam.